Let us start a concept of annuity. One of the most important concept in mathematics of finance, annuity. What is the annuity? If a person invests some amount at the end or beginning of any particular time period regularly for n times at the end of at the rate of I per time period, then it is known as annuity. Once again, if a person invests rupees P at the end or beginning of any particular time period regularly, how many times? N times. And rate of interest is I per time period, then it is known as annuity. What does it mean? Let us take one small example. Suppose there is one person investing 10,000 rupees at the end of first year, once again investing 10,000 rupees at the end of second year, once again investing 10,000 rupees at the end of third year, and once again investing 10,000 rupees at the end of fourth year. Then what is the total amount at the end of 4 years? What is the total amount at the end of 4 years if rate of interest is 8% per annum? The rate of interest is fixed here, 8% per annum. That is the rate of interest. So what is the total amount? If that is the question, then how to find out the answer of that question? Listen carefully. See, person invest 10,000 rupees at the end of first year. Okay. We want to find out total amount after the end of 4 years. So this is the investment at the end of first year, So he will get interest 8% per annum for 3 years. Why? Because we want total amount at the end of 4 years. And this is the investment at the end of first year. So he will get interest of 3 years on this amount. And to calculate amount with interest, we know that we have to use this formula. So for this particular amount, he will get this much amount after the end of 4 years. For this particular amount, he will get interest 8% for 2 years. For this, he will get interest for 1 year. And this is the investment at the end of 4 years. And he want total amount at the end of 4 years. So nothing he will get except this 10,000. So the total, or you can write 1.08 raised to 0, 1.08 raised to 0, but it is anything raised to 0 is 1. So whatever the total of these 4 values is the total amount at the end of 4 years, that is the answer. Now let us do the calculation. Be fast. Tell me what is the answer. Do the calculation and tell me the answer for first one. 1.08 raised to 3 into 10,000. Tell me the answer. 1.08 into 1.08 into 1.08 into 10,000. So it is 12,597. Just ignore the decimal point. Then 1.08 into 1.08, that is 1.08 square into 10,000. That is 11,666. Sorry, 64. And obviously it is 1.01. 1.08 raised to 1 is 1.08 into 10,000. That means 10,800. And the total of this, so plus 12597 plus 10,800 plus 10,000 itself. So we get 45,061 rupees. So if person invests 10,000 rupees, if person invests 10,000 rupees, if person invests 10,000 rupees, that means P is 10,000. At the end, right now it is a question for at the end. If it is if the investment at the beginning, then what we have to do, that we will discuss later on. So if person invests rupees P at the end of any particular time period, means every year, for how many times? 4 times. And what is the rate of interest? 8% per time period. Then this type of concept is known as annuity. And in annuity, because he wants total amount in future, it is known as future value of annuity. So there are 2 points here we have to discuss. One is present value of annuity and other one is the future value of annuity. The first one is future value of annuity. Future value of annuity. In this, there are 2 possibilities. Either our investment at the end or our investment at the beginning. So the first one, that is known as regular annuity. Regular, or you can say that ordinary annuity. What is the meaning of ordinary annuity or regular annuity? Investment at the end. Investment should be at the end. So it is known as regular or ordinary annuity. So if you want to find out the answer directly, so you have to learn one formula, future value of annuity. The formula is P in bracket 1 plus I raised to n. See, we have a formula A equal to P in bracket 1 plus I raised to n. But you have to do the modification here. You have to write this in a bracket and you have to subtract 1 and then you have to divide by I. So this is the formula. This is the way to learn the formula, minus 1 divided by I. So this is the formula. So what is P? If P is 10,000, number of years 4 and I equal to 0.08, without doing that much calculation, you can substitute values in this formula, you will get direct answer. Let us check it. So future value equal to 10,000 in bracket 1.08 raised to 4 minus 1 upon 0.08. Let us do the calculation. 1.08 raised to 4. 1.08 raised to 4. It is 1.360418 minus 1 divided by 0.08 into 10,000. So see, we have the answer 45,061.12. So answer is 45,061. We have a same answer. So here we require to do calculation for all years separately, whereas here you get answer directly. That is the benefit of this formula. So this is a formula for regular annuity. Now, instead of investment at the end, if it is investment at the beginning, if this is the investment at the beginning, then how to do the calculation? You can use the same formula, but here you have to write 10,000 into 1.08 raised to 4. You will get total amount, or you will get the amount for, you will get interest for 4 years. So here we have to write power 4. Here we have to write power 3. Here we get interest for 2 years and here we get interest for 1 year. So do the calculation and you will get the answer. So let us do this calculation. 1.08 raised to 4 into 10,000. It is 13,604. Let us put this in a memory. So 13,600, that is the 13,604, that is the value. Now second calculation, 1.08 raised to 3 into 10,000. So 12,597, the same amount, this amount, 12,597. Let us keep this also in a memory. Then this, obviously 10,000, sorry, 11,664, and here we get 10,800, and add this all values. So total of first two number is 26,202 plus 11,664 plus 10,800. So we get 48,666. 48,666, that is the final answer. So if you want this answer, then you require to use the concept of due annuity or immediate annuity. So due annuity or immediate annuity. So here what you require to do, here our investment at the beginning. So investment at the beginning, that is the concept. Now here the formula is future value equal to, you have to use same formula, P in bracket 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I, up to this it's same, into, you have to write 1 plus I. So only this modification you require to compare to your previous formula. That means the same amount into 1 plus I, that is your final answer. So 45,061, that is the value of this first part, into 1.08. So you will get final answer. So let us check it. So this is our actual answer. We require this answer. So let us check 45,061 into 1.08. So you will get 48,665.88. That means 666. So 48,666. That is your final answer. So just you require to learn this formula if your investment at the beginning, and this is for n. And listen, whenever in question nothing is mentioned, whenever in question nothing is mentioned, you have to always consider this formula. That means you have to always consider that your investment at the end, it is default assumption if nothing is mentioned. So these are the two formula, future value of annuity. Now this formula is useful in the example of sinking fund. In the example of sinking fund, you have to use this formula. What is sinking fund? Any of you know the idea about this sinking fund? What is sinking fund? Any of you have any idea? Because it's a word of your accountancy. Sinking fund. Okay. Now what is sinking fund? Sinking fund, that means the fund which we require to create. Sinking fund means the fund that we require to create for the future obligation. Sinking fund is the fund that we require to create for the future obligation. What does it mean? Let us assume there is one company, and company purchases one machine. The cost of machine is 10 lakh rupees. And the economical life of this machine is 8 years. So life of the machine is 8 years. Normally after the end of 8 years, it becomes almost outdated or useless and company wants to replace that machine. Okay, the now after the end of 8 years company wants to replace this machine, but at that particular time the cost of the machine is, let us say, 13 lakhs. So now company wants 13 lakhs at the end of 8 years. So this is company wants after the end of 8 years to purchase new machine. Okay. Now every we know that this machine is useful for 8 years. So every year company will keep some amount from his profit for this particular amount. Means company keeps some amount aside from the profit for the provision of this 13 lakh. Now the question is, from the profit how much company has to keep aside every year, so that after the end of 8 years that corpus becomes 13 lakhs with interest. Let us assume rate of interest is 9% per annum. Whatever you invest from your profit, you will get 9% every year from your profit. So in that case, what we want to find out, how much rupees we have to invest at the end of every year. That means we have to find out P here. P is the what? Amount which we require to invest at the end of every year. And this 13 lakhs becomes your future value. So you require 13 lakhs after the end of 8 years. And rate of interest is 9%. The question is what amount we have to invest every year. It's like this. If I want 45,061 rupees at the end of 4 years, and every year I will get 8% rate of interest, then what amount we have to invest every year? The answer is 10,000. So if we know this 10,000 and you are able to find out future value. And reverse question is, if you want this much amount after the end of this much years, and every year if rate of interest is this, then what amount you have to invest every year? If you want to find out the answer of that question, same formula you can use, but that concept is known as sinking fund. Means we require to create a fund. This fund we require to create this much rupees fund at the end of every year. At the end of every year, obviously we have to keep this amount from our profit, so we require to invest this amount at the end of every year for 8 years, and every year we get 8% rate of interest. So the question is what amount we have to invest every year. So that is the question, and we want 13 lakhs. Why we want 13 lakhs? Because we want to purchase a new machine after the end of 8 years. So use the concept of future value, use the formula and put all values. 13 lakhs we want at the end of 8 years. P that we don't know, that we have to find out. This is the investment we require to do at the end of every year. Rate of interest is 9% and number of years is 8. Do the simple calculation, you will get the answer. So 13 lakhs equal to P in bracket. This calculation is simple. 1.09 raised to 8. You can do the calculation in simple calculator. You know that how to calculate that thing. Minus 1 divided by 0.09. So we get 11.03. So 11.03. So what is P? 13 lakhs divided by 11.03. So you will get 1,17,860. 1,17,860. What does it mean? if we invest this amount at the end of every year for how many years? 8 years. Then after the end of 8 years, you will get this much amount. Our investment is, we have to invest this amount for 8 years. So let us multiply it by 8. So we get 9,42,883. 9,42,883. This is my investment, and remaining amount means the difference of this 13 lakhs and this, that is my interest. So my interest is, if I subtract that this amount from 13 lakhs, so we get interest of 3,57,116. 3,57,116. This is my interest in this 8 years from my investment. And what is the way of investment here? We have to invest 1,17,860 rupees every year for 8 years. So after the end of 8 years, we get 13 lakh rupees. So that concept is known as the concept of sinking fund. So what is sinking fund? Sinking fund means a fund that we require to create for our future obligation. Means if we require some amount in future, then what we require to invest every year. So that amount, that fund is known as the sinking fund. So that is the concept of annuity. Any question to anybody? You can ask your doubt regarding this sinking fund. Any question to anybody? Okay, now in the same way, there is one concept of present value of annuity. Present value of annuity. Here also two concepts. First, that is the for regular annuity, means investment at the end. So the formula present value, it's almost like the formula of future value. What is the formula of future value? P in bracket 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I. Here you have to write this part 1 plus I raised to n again. So this is the formula. It is not possible to cancel this because of this minus 1. So this is our formula. Or another way to write the same formula is P. You can take this I outside. So you can write P upon I. Another way to write the same formula, P upon I, and 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon 1 plus I raised to n you can write separately. So we get 1 plus I raised to n upon 1 plus I raised to n, that means what? 1 minus remaining part is 1 upon 1 plus I raised to n. This is another way to write the same formula. If you take LCM, you will get this formula. Or you can write this formula in another way, like P upon I 1 minus, instead of 1 plus I raised to n in numerator, if you take in denominator, if you take in numerator, you have to change the sign of the power. So this is the formula of present value of annuity when there is a investment at the end, and if investment at the beginning. At the beginning, then almost same formula, PV equal to P in bracket 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I into 1 plus I raised to n. The same formula, just you have to multiply with 1 plus I. So now the question is, when we have to use this formula, this present value of annuity. Listen, there is one question. This above formula we have to use when we have to pay some amount regularly. Because of taking loan, we have to pay some fixed amount regularly. In that case, we have to use this formula. What is the difference between this and previous formula? In previous formula, in sinking fund, we get amount at the end of some time period, whereas if we take a loan at present, we get amount at present and we have to pay in future. Whereas in previous formula in sinking fund, we have to invest every year and we get total amount after the end of certain number of years. Here we get total amount at present and then we have to pay some amount. Like if we take a loan of 5 lakh rupees, if we take loan of 5 lakhs, this is my loan amount, and if interest rate is, let us say, 9% per annum, this is my interest rate, and I have to pay this amount in 5 years, but not after the end of 5 years. Listen, if you want to find out what amount we have to pay after the end of 5 years, just you use this formula, because this is your loan amount, that is nothing but your present value here. Why? Because this is your amount that someone invest in you, and rate of interest is 9%, and how much you have to pay, you can calculate this. But here our payment should be only one time, and that is also after the end of 5 years. But I want to find out amount investment, amount required to pay every year or every month, equally monthly installment or equally yearly installment. So the question is how much we have to pay every year, equally yearly installment. See, this is also loan amount, but in this formula we have to pay full amount after the end of 5 years. Here in this second concept, in annuity, we have to pay every certain time period. That is the difference. So here the question is, if a person take a loan of rupees 5 lakhs, if a person take a loan of rupees 5 lakhs, and if the charges is 9% per annum, he has to pay 9% rate of interest. So what, and he wants to pay everything in 5 years, everything not after 5 years, in 5 years, what amount he has to pay every year. So every year he has to pay some amount. Obviously it should be more than 1 lakh. Why? 5 lakh is the investment amount, loan amount, and he has to pay in 5 years. So he has to pay 1 lakh if there is no interest. If there is no interest, then he has to pay 1 lakh, but he has to pay interest also. So every time he has to pay some amount, but obviously not interest, 9% interest on this 1 lakh. So how to calculate that thing? So for that you have to use the concept of present value of annuity, and if nothing is mentioned, we have to consider that we have to pay at the end of the year. So we have to use the formula for present value. P in bracket 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I in bracket 1 plus I raised to n. This is the formula. Now can you tell me what is your PV here? Any of you? Any idea? What is your PV? Present value? That is this PV. Why it is now PV? Because this is, see, this becomes your P if you have to pay on a one time basis, but here we have to pay every time. So P is the amount that we have to pay every year. So this is we require to calculate. So now this becomes your PV. Loan amount is your PV, 5 lakh, and P, that is we require to calculate. Rate of interest is 9%. Raised to what? 5 minus 1 upon 0.09 into 1.09 raised to 5. So we have to do this calculation. So 5 lakhs equal to P. Let us do this calculation. 1.09 raised to 5. It is 1.1386, sorry, 1.5386, sorry. So 1.5386 that we require to use in this calculation. So let us keep that as it is, minus 1 divide by 0.09, then divide by 1.5386. So we have 3.8897. 3.8897. And let us find out P. So 5 lakhs divided by 3.8897. So we get 1,28,545. 1,28,545. This is we have to pay at the end of every year. This is we have to pay at the end of every year, and if we pay this amount at the end of every year for 5 years, after the end of 5 years, nothing you have to pay. So actually we paid how much rupees? So into 5. If we multiply this by 5, so ultimately we have to pay 6,42,723 rupees on the loan amount of 5 lakhs. But this is not one time, we have to pay every year this amount. How much? 1,28,000. So this is also known as the concept of annuity. What is the difference between that previous one? In future value, you will get the total amount at the end of the year, at the end of certain time period. And here we get total amount at the beginning, and then we have to pay, we have to repay it in a installment basis. So that is the difference between these two concepts. We will discuss examples related to this in our next lecture. So this is enough for today. If you have any question, you can ask your doubt.